Good morning. Bit more energy today. Day two, back to back. It is now 6:37 a.m. So I went to the gym. I went to the gym and came back. I think that is probably better just so I can flow. I'm not waking up while talking to you because as I watched yesterday back, I was like, holy crap, like it got better as time went on, but still not the best. And I'm still a bit tired. I was tired workouts are fun for me. It takes me like an hour to wake up, so I like mindlessly walk to the gym. Anywho, yep, officially 23 years old now. Woohoo. That's pretty fun. That's cool. I'm gonna try to stop saying say it too much when I'm thinking out loud or thinking. That's a little thing. Yes. Okay. So, what was yesterday? Yesterday, met with my coach, Tom. Shout out Tom. He's super cool dude. I don't know why he puts up with, well, I do. He's just a dope dude. But I'm super I have a lot of people like that in my life who like care. I do pay him, but he cares regardless of paying him. I think I could stop paying him if I no. Um, So that's like super fun and cool that I like people around me who are like super successful in my eyes or just super successful. I don't know why I put my super successful and they all care about how Kale does now and in the future. A lot of people I work with now, um, two of them, just like kind of my both my bosses, like are super seem to be invested in me, and they're both like a wealth of knowledge that I have barely like just barely even touch the surface of. And I think that's cool working for a smaller company when it comes to employee numbers. There's like seven of us, eight of us full time. So it's super cool that I get to talk to those guys almost, not every day, but multiple times a week. Um, and so that's what I really really like. And then you can learn from them. I don't know. It's cool and they both do different stuff. One's like brand, one's marketing, and this Tom guy did growth. Like I'm trying to learn it all. I'm trying to understand business, entrepreneurship, life, marketing, products. I want to learn it all. This has become a professional Kale talk, I guess, because why not? Why not? Um, yeah, Kale. People ask me what I do a lot for work, and it's like I do a lot, but I don't. I said it yesterday. I don't love it. I don't like it at all. I hate it. It's like not like I don't think. It's more just do. And there's a couple moments where I get like cool projects that I get to work on and think, but a lot of it is like repetition. It's just like an analogy would be it's like closing the curtains, vacuuming the house. It's like I just make sure stuff that needs to get done gets done right now, which is like important because without it, stuff falls apart and you can notice it very quick in a house, the company being the house. And so like that's what I do, and like, but I don't contribute. Like I was telling Tom, coach, that I was in Dallas and like saw this whole thing come together and a lot of these efforts, and I was like, oh, I didn't like they just brought me along to like I'll do anything and I'll help with anything, but I'm not contributing as much as I want to be, and that's right now and something that's eating me alive. I think not contributing as much as I know I can, and with my ideas, my thoughts, whatever, doing cooler things. It's just like, oh, Kale, you know, someone has to do it. And I'm 22. I'm young. Like, no, I'm not. I'm 23, and someone's got to do it. But it's weird because like I have had people come up to me who know what like they think they know what I do, and like what I do is super cool. I've worked with cool people. It's in the social media realm. It's fun at times, but now it's my third year doing it, and I'm realizing I hate it. Like it sucks. Like that's just flatline. Just don't like it. But like you're not supposed to love your job until I think later on. Like right now I'm happy that I don't like my job because it's making me hungrier, wanting to do more. Like I want to be better so I can achieve what others have achieved or more, if that makes sense. Um yeah, but I think it was really weird going to Dallas. For those who don't know, Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson. Um in that fight, it's like, oh, that whole, like, dead or alive, nothing changes about anything we did because of, like, if I'm dead or alive, nothing changes. Like, if our VP of brand, if our brand guy, one of my bosses is like, if he's not alive, we don't have any of those cool ideas. Like, everything we do changes. Like, what our campaign looks like changes completely. Me, not at all. Like, zero. Like, nothing actually changes. And I think that's like where I'm at. It's like, oh, I want to be in a position where that I can feel like I'm having some change in effect. But I'm not there yet, and I'll be there eventually, and that'll be cool to see as the road goes on. I feel like I was more of the help when the company first launched, but then I got tossed into the social media manager role because our previous social media manager got fired, and that was cool. And it was always your interim. We're gonna hire someone new, and you'll learn from them. But then I learned in the 3.5 months that I did the social media manager job, it's like I don't want to do that. Like having to repost stories at like 8 p.m. on a Saturday when you're trying to, like, I don't, it was just like always. It was just like, I think that was my issue, is it was just always being a thing. So, yeah. I think my issue with social media management is it was 24/7. You couldn't really stop. I was waking up at like 5:30 and I was commenting on a bunch of things, doing my community work before the day, and then I would just struggle through my day for social media management because I didn't know what I was doing. They just like do this role. I don't know. My friends were like, "Oh, ask for more pay." Like that. I was like, "No, like I'm learning. Like that's like worth more than getting paid an extra X amount of dollars." Like now I know I don't want to be in this. Like they're like, "Oh, okay, I'll have 2 years." If I'm still at this company in 2 years, it's like, oh, do you want to be? I'm like, no, like that's not. I know now that's not what I want to do, and that's valuable because if I would have said yes, taken that, worked a year in that job, and been like, holy crap, this stinks. Like those are the lessons I think. Like that's the way you should probably see things. But yeah. Anywho, I have laundry going downstairs, and I think it's gonna be done in like 5 minutes, but it can sit for a minute. It can sit. That's okay. It won't be the end of the world. I do my laundry at like 5 a.m. I'll go to the gym. It takes like an hour. It'll sit in the washer and then I'll come back, do the dryer. It'll dry and then I jump all over. Clearly, and I think that's another thing is like I'm bad about organizing my thoughts. Just when speaking, when I plan things out, it always goes great. So I think that is something also I can learn to do is learn to segue a bit easier, figure some of that out. Um, yeah, that's kind of that. It's so funny. This is just a random thought. Um, Previously, I worked for Overtime Sports Media Company, super dope company. Um, and I liked sports, and I say liked as in like past tense because when I was there, it was everything there. It was sports media company. So I was super into basketball. I was following football more. I was trying to keep up with baseball and like all the other sports. And then I stopped working at Overtime, and now I watch UFC and F1, and I don't care. Like I was the biggest basketball guy for 7 years, from junior year of high school till last year. That's 6, 7. I was just like I could have told you every Duke player's stats. I could have told you Boston. Like I loved the teams I loved, and now it just like it doesn't entertain me. I think it doesn't entertain me because I realize now it's less like F1 is kind of goes deeper into like I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to make it up. I don't know. I don't like sports that much anymore. Like they're cool. I'd play them. Played on a soccer league this summer, spring. Nope, this fall. Um, and like I'd rather play than watch. And like my roommates are like will watch football at like Friday night, Thursday night, Friday night footballs now, Monday night, Sunday night, and I'm just like yeah, I'm gonna go in my room and do something. Like I'd rather not just sit there and like I'd rather talk to you guys and we can hang out, but then they don't always talk when the games are on. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go read a book or something. Um, I've been doing audiobooks, and then I just realized, or I've been doing a audiobook, Steve Jobs biography. I think I said that yesterday, maybe not. You Spotify only gives you 15 hours of free listening, which is fine. Just gonna read the rest of it, I guess, but that's annoying. Like I didn't realize that you had to pay. I just thought audiobooks would be included in Spotify. Like, I'm already paying $10 a month, and I don't want to get Audible. I could, though, now that, like, if I'm doing audiobooks all the time, like, I listened to 15 hours of the Steve Jobs audiobook in 3 days. So, like, it's like 5 hours a day. I'm, like, listening, and, like, I was retaining that information. So that was pretty cool. But I love so many, like I said this yesterday, I love a ton of podcasts and stuff. I'm listening to, what is it called? Something with Ronnie Feig right now and how he started Kith. It's a new podcast, blah, blah. Anyway, um, yeah, audiobooks are sick though. I also have a bunch of books, like I said yesterday. I'm trying to figure this out still. It's not perfect, and that's good because I need to do stuff that isn't perfect. I think my, okay. The Rambler goes on. Um, yeah, I was gonna do stand-up comedy tonight, but I haven't written anything, like nothing new at all. And I have two jokes that I'm liking. I'm gonna watch back and see if I can tweak them. That's like 2 minutes, and then I hate wasting people's time, but I pay to be up there, so like I could do that and go up. I don't know. I might not go tonight, which is fine. I have other stuff I can do. Gotta clean my sheets, stuff, and that would be good to do. Change my bedding. It's the same stuff. I would just do it. Do the wash again. But yeah, that's that. I'm trying to think of anything else that would be fun to talk about or funny. I don't know, like, if this is supposed to be me being funny or not. I'm still very much trying to figure it out. As you can hear me verbally say that probably 5 times already. Um, but yeah, things are going well. This weekend I have no plans. I'm just gonna watch the UFC fight. I'm gonna be home. I'm trying to, like I said, okay, this is actually interesting. So I think a big issue for mine is when I want to do stuff. Yesterday I said, I don't know why I keep alluding back to it. Not alluding is forward. I keep recalling. But I've always wanted to do stuff, like build something, but I've always wanted it to be perfect. And then now, like, I'm doing this, not perfect, but it's okay not to be perfect and try something. I think that's like what stops a lot of people is like, oh, I only want to make content or do this if you're perfect. Just do it. Like, I haven't wrapped my head around what I want to be doing long term, building wise, creating something cool. But I'm starting something, doing some research. That's like cool. I don't know why I'm saying something as if like no one can know. I want to try to remake electrolyte powder drink, in a different way, but also in a better way. Like, I drink a lot of it. Like, this is Body Armor's electrolyte powder. There's Relight. There's Dr. Berg. There is Liquid IV, Pedialyte. There's a bunch of them, and they're expensive. That's number one. But also, I use them all day, all the time. Like, every day, I'm having one, and I find I won't get a headache throughout my day if I drink one of these in the morning. Like, that shows me I'm not taking enough, I guess, stuff in. But anyway, I feel like I just want to learn about that. So I'm like, okay, my roommate said he ordered a bunch of like the ingredients and stuff, like potassium, all the EMs, basically, magnesium, all that type of stuff, to, try to mix and then see what we can get cooking. That'd be cool to, like, just mess around. And then, I'm going to create like a fake pitch deck brand thing, call it something, like, just do the whole exercise of creating it. And yesterday I was talking to actually our VP of brand, I can give him names, Matt, about this. And he's like, yeah, I was actually thinking about like a year ago launching. I was telling him this, and he's like, oh yeah, a year ago I was looking into that. But he has like a whole pitch deck. Like, he like had like suppliers. Like, he like did the whole entire thing, spent like money on it. And then he's like, yeah, I just, didn't want to do it. Things didn't work out. Found some reasons why I didn't end up doing it. And I'm like, oh, like, that's crazy. That's cool. And so that was like a good example of him just being like, yeah, like, I thought about this. It was a project. We did it. Never came to fruition. But now it's cool for him to have and know he did and tried. And I'm like, that's exactly, like, that was my takeaway. I had a bunch of takeaways because he gave me a bunch of insight too. But my biggest takeaway was like, oh, like, that's like the way I should be doing things. Like, I should be trying to make an electrolyte powder in my kitchen, or anything in my kitchen, at home. See if it works. If people like it, if others like, just, friends, family, but don't even make the physical product really. That's like even too far, I'd say. I would say like, just make it like completely branded, the scope of what it is, how much it costs, find it, the business, all those marketing, all that, like finish that, do that, and then bring it to life if you want to and you're happy with it. I think that's the way to do it. I wish there was like there is a checklist somewhere. I want to find it probably today. That can you hear my note? It's the allergies. I'm not always sick. Like that's not a thing. But anyway, yeah. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. Well, like the next like couple weeks of my life, probably, hopefully longer. Or hopefully, like if this entertains me. I think a big thing is I'm like a fly. It's like, oh, like what's new? I don't know. Why would I be a fly? I'm like I can focus, but I can't focus long term. It's like 3 months, easy, done. 6 months becomes a bit harder. It's like I always want to do something new. So for example, it's like, oh, I loved basketball. That was a bit okay, that's a bad example. All over the place right now, but we're dialing back in. It's like when I first started watching F1 like a year ago. No, first started watching F1 end of 2019, right before COVID. The kid in high school, Mason, like kind of put me on. We talked about it a bit. Anyway, I started watching it and I got really into it for like a year, like super into it. Then COVID hit, kind of forgot about it, got back into it really again. But I'm only into it like when I say into it, like watching every race, like watching how like learning. But I do like deeper learns, like learning. Like McLaren's my favorite team, so I was like learning about the history of my McLaren, the brand, and like that type of stuff. And then I will like be like, okay, that's cool. And then I'll just hard pivot randomly one day and be like, F1's done. Now let me go learn about, the history of, I don't know, JBL speakers and like that. And it's like, it's so random. And I do it all the time. It's like, and then I'll learn everything about like a JBL speaker, which I have read. Like Wikipedia articles, I've read so many. Like I have read more than, I'm confident in a lot of, like, I might be in like, I wish there was a Wikipedia Wrapped. Spotify app Wraps out right now. If there's a Wikipedia Wrapped, like you read 3,000 articles this year, you learned 37 new words, like that would be cool. Yeah. Anyway, Wikipedia. Look at this hard pivot. I was just talking about life and me trying to create products, and I just interesting. But anyway, we'll bring it back to the product thing in a second. But Wikipedia asks you for like, oh, if you only donated a sense of, if you donated us just one coffee once every time we ask, like we'd be able to keep this site running forever. And it's a site that actually makes a decent amount of money. But back in like, I saw a video, like they used to ask that once a year. Now they're up like to 6 times a year, and they don't need the money anymore. But they just know when they ask, they have like a 30% conversion rate of people spending, $5, and they have millions of people a day. So why would you not all of a sudden 6 times a year just get $40 million? Probably even more than that. Like maybe less. I don't know. Around there. I feel like that's an accurate number. It's been a minute since I saw that video, but it's like they don't need that. Like those pop-ups now, when I see them, I'm like, you guys are fine. You don't need that money. Like that's interesting to me. I think that's pretty like conniving. It's like they're fine now, but they're still pretending like the first time they did it, they meant it and they were wholesome. And maybe the second and third time. But then they realized, oh, like this yields a lot of income for us. Like there's no writers at there might be, but there's like I have edited Wikipedia pages. You can edit a Wikipedia page, and if people like say, yeah, this is right, like it sits there and will stay there for like, huh? Like I don't know, it's a site, background, like all that stuff, servers, whatever. But okay, there's less employees than Okay, Okay, let's go back to product. Yeah, product as an electrolyte powder. So that was a jumping back conversation with Matt, my ideas. And he had like this whole branding thing done. And he's like, and at first, it's so funny when I pitch these or when I say these things, it's like, oh, it costs a lot to do it. That's not even why I thought about doing it. Like my original thought about making it, my roommate thought about that. He's like, oh, you're paying too much. Like you should just make it yourself. That was his thought. But my previous thought, like I thought about it a couple weeks before, was like, oh, I'd use this all. Excuse me. I use this all the time. Like, why not? Yeah. How long has it been? Oh no, did this 20 minutes? We can keep going. We'll go a couple, three more, and then I'll go. My clothes are sitting in the but no one was in the washer, so I know they have 30 minutes on top of that time. So that's fine. I will a couple more minutes. I talk a lot if you can't tell. But yeah, day two of this is pretty good. I have this interesting thing going on right now where I don't know where to keep my stuff. It's like I don't like my roommates are kind of messy, not the cleanest bunch of guys. So I like keeping everything in my room, but I don't have that much space. I don't know if you can tell. Like I just got like underneath my bed drawers that I can put more stuff in, and that's nice. But it's like I have like my shampoo on this dresser behind me because then I take it in there, and I also don't want them using my shampoo. It's my dad got it for me. It's expensive. It's like $24 a bottle. Why do I need that shampoo? I don't. I don't. I used it in Puerto Rico when I was launching a W brand with the team, Jake Paul, that all stuff, and they had it there, and it actually is so quality. I ended up wanting it and got it. I don't need that. Like, I won't be asking for that again. It was in my Amazon wish list. Thank you, Dad. Like, I love it, but it's probably not worth it to spend that much money on shampoo when there's $5 shampoos that probably just. I don't even shampoo my hair every day. I don't think you should. I don't know if you should. I'm not a shampoo expert. Okay, I'm just rambling. I don't want to waste anyone's time. Well, that's what this is. This is me wasting time, but it's also me being bad at something and learning how to make it better. Like, I'll watch this back. There were some things I thought maybe I wanted to cut. I didn't cut anything yesterday. I like cut them blank spaces like that, but they'd be longer. Because I was so tired. So that's what I did. So there's cuts, and then I also edited some stuff, but nothing high left. It took me 20 minutes of editing. I just had to get it done later in the day than I'd liked. Like, I'd like to instantly be like, oh, this is done. Done, record, edit, throw it up there. Didn't happen that time. Well, might happen today. Maybe not. It's gonna be cool. I'm excited to like do this though, because learning's fun. I don't know, maybe this become like not even become something as in there's an audience, but maybe I learn from me just talking, and I can go back in a year and maybe there's 300 of these, and I'm like, oh, that's funny. Oh, that's like you were trying to do electrolyte powder, dude. Now I'm making socks. It's like what could life be in a year? And I think documenting it probably is the key. I'm gonna maybe I figure out a structure. Like the first 5 minutes is recalling the last 24 hours if this is like a daily thing. And then we'll go from there. Bye.